All right, cool. So here we have a variety of students in this class. We have computer engineering students and students from robotics and AI as well. And we also have one student from education as well, right? I hope he's here already. So there's a variety of students in this course. So can I hear, is anybody from computer engineering? Can you type one from computer engineering? Please type one. And two for robotics and AI. And three from education. The number three, just not being here yet. Okay, there's some students. Yeah, we have a variety of students. And how many of you from third year? If you're in third year, type 3. Not type 3, because 3 is already used, right? So type smiley face for third year. And for the fourth year will be it should not be like sad face, but how about for fourth year? Any other face, yeah, any other face for final year students. Okay, there are some students from third year, some students from final years. I see. So at first, I would like to keep this class small as possible because I think I will have one TA or teacher assistant, but I haven't found one just yet. So hopefully I will find a TA soon, or maybe not at all. But yeah, I will take care of you guys anyway. So this course is about digital imaging. And we will combine two different course ID here. And there's only me who teach in this course. My name is Panalai Sidicharan, and we will have today I will just give you some introductions of digital imaging, probably provide quite a lot of applications that you see in your daily life, and also some application that they have used professionally as well. And then I will talk about this course, the assessment, and the criteria that will be used in this course. And finally, we will warm up a little bit using Python for read, write, and show an image, just like, to warm up in this class. So I know there's a lot of people enrolled for digital imaging course. So what is actually digital imaging for you? What is actually digital imaging for you? What is the first word come to in your mind when we talk about digital imaging? Can anybody type just one keyword that come in your own mind when I talk about digital imaging? One of your friends says pixels. Some people say graphic. Anything else? There's some resolution as well. An image in the computer, DSLR, so you must be a photographer, right? And 255 RA, there's some picture, something like that. Okay, okay. Anything else? Digital imaging, digital imaging. 2D RA, okay. DLIP, DLIP. Maybe your friend don't know what is DLIP just yet. Okay. Anything else? It may be difficult for you to think what is actually digital imaging because they're digital and imaging, two words. And what about I ask you, what about if I ask you, have you ever used like digital imaging in your daily life? Like, have you ever used digital imaging applications in your daily life? Have you think of anything that's around you that is related to digital imaging? Yeah. Have you ever think of anything around you that is related to digital imaging? One of your friends said Photoshop. Another of your friends said IG filter. IG filter might be a homework for you next week. You watch TikTok. Yeah, TikTok is it's very famous using image processing. Anything else? Anything else? Facial recognition. Yeah, when you unlock your phone, right? Anything else? Any games you play or an applications or anything else? Live stream, YouTube. They're all about video and image processing, but in different aspects. 3D imaging, 3D imaging. Facebook tag, yeah, that's one that's really, common this day because they can automatically tag your friends or even yourself from your face. Yeah. Okay. So that's the application of image processing. And there's some AI camera as well. That's application of image processing that you've seen around you. But what about this course? What do you expect from this class? What do you want to study? I just want to observe what, like, do you really want to study, or what do you want to get from this course? Maybe there's some content included in this course. I'll let you know, but if not, I will let you know where you will get it. So do you have expectation before you enroll this class? Uh, Rama X must be final year student. Rama X must be final year student, right? Am I correct? Okay, they're your friends. Actually, I really want some participation. I don't know if you can use the Zoom writing, like you can write on the Zoom like hello, like this, like this. Yeah. Do you want to write it down? But maybe typing is a lot easier, I think. But yeah, you can write down. So what do you expect from this class? Yeah. For example, your friend said image recognition. Image recognition. Image recognition. So this is me. Okay. How about the others? Whoa. Someone said whoa. Maybe it's too difficult. Oh, you can type it. Understand how to encrypt an image. How to encrypt an image. We are. It's quite advanced. It's quite advancing. Some people say it computer engineering mathematics. Like the second part of com too. Okay, anything else? Let me know in advance so maybe I can change the content a little bit if you want to learn about anything, if I can like prepare it within this semester. it's okay. Some of you might be shy or maybe feel like want to talk about it later on. So at the end of the class, I will have some short question set that I will ask you a set of questions about what you have learned in the class, and there will be some comments and feedback that you can write anything in there as well. So at the end of the class, I will let you write anything on like some comments or feedback or or anything you want in my course field. If you want to let me know anything that you don't want to put it in the public. Okay. So yeah, your friends talk about image recognition. So first thing I have to say about you here, because this is the first time we met. So I just want to let you know the plan of this class as well. So in computer engineering, we will have two courses that like directly related to image processing. We have this course, digital imaging. And we have another course, it's called computer vision. Computer vision will be on the second semesters. In this course will be quite advanced. Let me introduce this course first. So this course, I think it is quite basic, to be honest. It's very basic image processing techniques that you will learn. And then when you want to do more advanced application, I would suggest you to enroll computer vision as well. They will use quite a lot of machine learning and AI. But in this course will be, I think we will have only one class that only one lecture that we will use machine learning. The others lecture we will talk about image processing mostly, but I will let you see the plan later on. So I just want you to decide whether this course suits you, suits your objective for studying. And you can decide if you want to continue studying or you want to studying computer vision for next semester, or you can study both as well, because we are different, maybe some slight overlapping, but we are different. Imaging, this course is quite a basic course for image processing. Okay, so I just want to learn from you a little bit. Like I said, today I will give you some introductions and a lot of applications in digital imaging. And then I will talk about this course later. And maybe we'll do some Python a little bit later on. Okay, so we'll start now. Hopefully I will take a break maybe at the middle at about 1.5 hours later. I'll give you some break like 5 or 10 minutes later, and then we'll and the rest we will do some lecture. Okay. So what is actually digital imaging? Let me clear this up a little bit. I cannot clear whatever your friends type it down, but you can do it for me later on anyway. Yeah, so digital imaging, there's two words. So in terms of digital imagings, there always involve the image acquisition. Image acquisition is how do you acquire an image or to get an image. Mostly you will use like a camera, a digital camera, and you will see that a lot of application you use just a digital camera. So the imaging is mostly about how to acquire an image. But in another way, they're also talking about how to create a representations of the characteristics of the object in the image as well. And there's two applications that involve imagings. It could be used for human interpretations. For example, your friends talk about the image recognition, object recognitions, but they're also about the processing of the image data as well. For example, like your friends talking about encrypting data. So how do you encrypt an image for storage and transmission? So in this course, we will talk about two of this part, but mainly we will talk about the interpretations of the image pixels. But there are also some processing of image data, which we call image compression as well. So we will combine this. We will teach two of this area. And in general, you would acquire an image using a digital camera or any type of camera. And then you put it in the computer and maybe use some information, the structures, and these are called features. It's quite an advanced interpretation from an image pixel to be able to recognize some object or scenes or human behavior or actions. So these are quite advanced. But finally, we really want to extract some information and interpretation of the image. So why we do image processing? Oh, I forgot to talk about the digital. The digital. So what is digital? Digitization. I'm sure many of you are studying mathematics and or maybe some of you already passed the mathematics already. So digital, we have like a pair of words. It's analog and digital, right? Yeah, your friend's saying 0 and 1. Yeah. So when you see the picture with your own eyes, do you think it's analog or digital? When your eyes sense the image in front of you, are they analog or digital? Some of your friends said analog. Yeah, because it's, you know, there are so many colors and there are infinite area, right? An infinite position. But finally, when we use a camera for image acquisitions, the sensor will capture the detail of the information from the image and digitize them in terms of finite coordinates, And each elements or pixel elements is called pixels, like your friend just called it pixel. And these coordinates we will call it x and y, x and y. So it's a coordinate. But we also talk about it in terms of function as well. And we will see a lot in this course. We will we will talk about image in terms of f, x, y. So x and y is the coordinates of an image. So what do you think? What is f? What is f? Whenever we talk about an image, we will write in terms of the function of f, x, and y. What is f? Can you guess? If I have an image of x and y. Great. Your friend said great. Yeah, f is a function, right? Yeah. Yeah, it could be great as well. Two variable functions. Very good. Two variable functions. Yeah, that's a function of variables. Some of your friends said, is it a color mapping? Because whenever we talk about an image, it's not only a pixel pixel positions, but we also have an amplitude, right? Or we can call the color. But if you talk about color, the simple one would be a grayscale color. So this one could be an amplitude or grayscale color or intensity. So this will be F. This will be F. But you can talk about RGB as well. And we will talk about this in the next lecture about this fxy function. So I just want to let you know that imaging, it's involved image acquisitions, the creating of representations, and you can represent them in terms of the function of two variables, x and y, where x and y is the position and f is the intensity on amplitude. Okay, so that's very much beginning of the digital imaging. But today we are going very relaxing because we are going to talk about mostly about application. So definitely we want to interpret anything from an image. You want to recognize objects, scenes, and actions and events. So what we see is different from what computers see or not. I'm sure you all have an answer. What you see is different from the computer see or not. Because our eyes is so amazing, right? We can be able to recognize people and objects. We can walk through the roads, and we can avoid all the obstacle. We can understand the mood of the people as well. You understand how I feel now? I'm sure you'll understand. And you can imagine stories. You have seen a picture inside your brain. So it's really amazing. But it's not perfect. Okay, so let's play a little bit. What do you see in this picture? What do you see in this picture? One of your friends said they've seen flower. Pollen, yeah, very detailed information. Flowers, bees. Where's bees? Oh, is that a bees? Maybe a bug. Flower with blue background. Like, you are very smart. You are very smart. Okay. Okay, most of you see flowers and the blurry background, right? Maybe you see leaves as well. Even though it's blurry, you can tell that they are leaves. Maybe they're flower. I don't know. But yeah. So you see the flowers, right? What about this one? What do you see? What do you see? Right now we are going to, exercise your eyes a little bit, and we will compare it with the computer. We will compare how we see with how computers see. Yeah. And I'm afraid that I will pronounce your name incorrectly. People laughing. Okay, people laughing. A lot of teeth. Okay. Or the diversity. Smiling people. Yeah, you've seen smiling people. You can count them as well, right? You can count them as well. How many of them? How many of the people? How many face? How many people in this picture? There are 7 of them. Does anyone see 8? Okay, so most of you will see 7 people, okay? And what about this one? I'm sure you have seen this picture before. You have seen this picture before. And there's one line and another line with different type of the arrowhead. Hmm. Do you think it has an equal length? Okay, they were saying equal. Okay, there's some of your friends say that they're okay. Brin, we'll okay. We'll talk about it later, maybe. Okay. Okay, thanks for the comment and I think we will talk about it later. Okay. Mm, okay, the length is equal. Okay, the length is equal. Yeah, correctly. Yeah, but but if you're considering the feelings of the length, you probably I think you probably think that the first one is quite it is it could be longer than the bottom one, right? Yeah, but it's only just a feeling, and because of our sense can sense this. Okay, about next one. You have seen the letter A and B, right? Letter A and B. Do you think the color of the A block and the B block, which one is darker? Which one is darker? Hmm. You all know they have a same color. They have a same color. Yeah. Uh, yeah, but the feelings, you will feel like the A has a darker color, right? By the feeling. Yeah, by the feeling, I feel is quite dark, I think. But when we actually compare it, I use like a gray strip here. It has the same, it actually has the same color, but the feeling may be different. About this one, do you see anything strange in this picture? Do you see anything strange? Anything that not supposed to be in the picture? Your friend said there's a black dot, a black dot, right? In the white circle. Mm. Depend on my focus. Yeah, it depends on your focus as well. If you look in the other way, the black spot move another way. Okay. Yeah. So you will say that I wouldn't be able to tell you like what's the defects in your sensory system, but I'll just let you know that there are some weakness in the human eyes. But if you ask the computer to take a look at each pixel, they will be able to say exactly which color of the pixel is, right? And how about this one? If I ask you to count a number of red eggs, how many of them? There's a 4 red eggs, right? You can count it very quickly because the red color is quite dominant. It's clear. But for this one, how many red X? How many red X? Some people say 3. A lot of people say 3. Yeah, but it took quite a while to be able to count it compared to the previous one. Yes. So yeah, you'll see that there's some weakness in your own eyes, but I just want you to have fun, have fun with this test. It's just very funny. But if you take it into a computer, they will be able to tell you exactly which color pixels, and if you want them to count anything, to do anything, if they can do it automatically if you teach them right. Okay. All right. So what is actually computer see? So it's actually each pixels will represent the number. Each pixel represents a number. For example, for this one, it's more like a grayscale image. So grayscale image will have a color from white to black. From white to black. So it required only one value for representing the intensities. You will say, your friends asked about the gradients. There will be some talk about gradients in a couple weeks later, but this one is just a raw intensity value. So they have intensity, and mostly for each pixel, it will represent a color, but this one is the just example, so it's not exactly the color of this pixel. It's just only example. It's not really exact number. For example, for this one as well, I just want to give some example for you. So this pixel represents the intensity levels, and usually it will be represented by 8 bits. So 8 bits. So you'll be able to get to power of 8. So about 256 intensity levels or colors. So this is how computer see each pixel in an image. But this is for the grayscale image. For the color image, you see that it's a combination. It's a combination of red, green, and blue component. Red, green, and blue component. So they will have more than one plane set of the colors. So they have 3 planes, and each plane will represent red, green, and blue, and they can combine and represent an image in a colorful image. So this is how computers see. So whenever we do some programming, I just want to let you know that how the computer represent an image, it will be in this term. 3 dimension for RGB image, and 1 dimension for grayscale image. So that's how computer see. Okay. So in the future, you want computer to learn a lot of stuff from an image, You want them to be able to find the location of the flowers or count the number of flowers. But what are the challenge for computer? You see, we talk about the weakness of our eyes. Now we'll talk about the challenge for image processing or computer visions, that if you want to try to program the computer to see things. What are the challenge? Let's see the first one. The top row is the image of the David sculpture, right? In Florence, it's sculpted by Michelangelo. So you see that they are the same sculpture, but it has been taken from different angle or point of view. So this could be difficult for computer to see as well, right? If you have like a fixed pixel colors, you would ask computer to be able to identify what type of object. But when the object change its point of view, it could be difficult for computer as well. So this would be the first challenge, which is the point of view. And for the second one, do you think what's challenge computer? It's already coming out. It's the illumination. You see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 penguins, right? 6 penguins. And some of an image would be easy to count, and some of them are very difficult to count. Like this one has the silhouette of a penguin, but this one you can see very clearly. So this is some of the challenge for the computer. Whenever you say a pixel color for one color, like red color, it's not always red because it could be diverse by the light condition as well. It could be light red, dark red, something like that. So that could be challenging. That's why we have to study computer vision and image processing. Next one is this challenge. Do you know this person? Does anybody know this person? Oh, sorry. Oh, someone know Yao Ming as well. He's a famous basketball player, right? He's very tall. So what is really difficult for computer from this image, do you think? What do you think? Okay. Your friend said scale. Yeah. And so scales also meaning there's some age as well. I'm not sure if he's very young. I'm not so sure. Yeah, but it's all about size. So your friends talk about the scale. Yeah, it can suffer from the size because whenever you say it, like you can represent one object with some pixels, but then it could be another set of pixels as well if the size is getting bigger. This one is also another challenge as well. It's how the image can be deformed, like a movie Transformer, if you watched it before. So they're all car. I think it's car. It's a jeep, right? They're all car. Like in the movie Transformer, Optimus Prime, right? The Optimus Prime can be transformed to a truck, and they're the same person. So it's very challenging to be able to identify an Optimus Prime and a truck. And it can also be suffered by the occlusion. Occlusion is how one object overlap with another object, but this one is it's more like elusive image, elusive picture. But yeah, there's some overlapping of the object. So it could be challenging as well. You won't see the whole horse, but you have to be able to find that that's the horse. And this one is the computer will suffer from the background, clutter. You see, if I ask you to count the number of cheetahs, you will see 2 of them, but then the background will have like similar patterns with the cheetah as well. So that will be challenging in image processing and computer vision. What about this one? Can you describe the activity in this picture? Can you describe an activity in this picture? Someone is drunk. Someone using a computer. Someone using a phone. Yeah. Anything else? Can you describe this? Calling. Calling. Studying online course. Okay. Suffer with this code. But actually, I will show you the picture now. But actually, he was actually, this is not a phone, right? It's actually a shoes. So he's with the shoes, and this is not a computer. So this is a challenge in terms of the blurriness or the ambiguity. I use this word for ambiguity. And also some motions. If you want to identify a type of birds, but then they're moving very fast to be able to capture. So it would be very difficult to say, like, what is that type of bird, something like that. And about the bottom row, you see that they are share, right? They are share. So if you want to build a share, you can build in different type. So there are in-class variations. So it's very difficult to computer to identify all of them that they are all share. So yeah, there's some challenge and it's quite interesting. So we're trying to cope with it using image processing. In the next section, I will talk about the application in your daily life and also some other applications as well. And then we'll talk about this course. So there's a lot of application that involve image processing, but it use an advanced application like using face detection, face recognition. For example, if you want to take photos, they will be able to detect your face and keep your face in focus. So you'll get a high quality of image. Have you ever used this application? Do you remember this application? It used to be very famous in the past, right? This one. Snapchat, yeah, your friend says Snapchat. So there's a lot of application in Snapchat, and one of them is face swap, right? So it will detect face in an image, and they swapped it like a Starbucks Starbucks lady and person in an image. But now you use TikTok, right? Because it's very famous and a lot of application in there. So this is some of the application you can use, like a beautiful filters, and you can make your face younger as well. Even Line application, there's some games that you can play and they use face recognition to make your face very funny and play a game with your friends as well. So that's our application in your daily life. A lot of applications use a very simple techniques, but they can sell very, very well in the market. So I think it will be very interesting if you do some image processing and you maybe applied it in a very interesting application. Your friends also talk about the face recognition for unlocking your phone, right? Yeah, that's one of an application as well. This application is a type of something called biometrics application. Biometric is a sort of like a measurement of uniqueness of a person. And one of uniqueness of individual person is your face, and there are also your fingerprints as well. And there's another one called, it is your iris, your own iris. it's like a color elements in your eyes, and that could be used to identify the uniqueness of each person. And this one is a picture of an Afghan girl that has been taken in 1984, and 18 years later, she has been captured another image. And I think there's a news about this one, and this one is a work by I think the University of Cambridge, and they have found that this picture is a picture of the same person by identifying their iris. So it can be used for biometric application. Another application is when you take a picture and they have a smile detection, and when you smile, the image is captured. This one is the Sony CyberShot T70. It is in 2008. So right now the technology is being more advancing already. We also have an application for object classification as well. I'm not sure if any of you have used any application. Just let me know, because I've used one application. It's called Google Lens, belong to Google's. It's really interesting. Maybe you can try to download and play with it. Google Lens is very good for object recognition. I think it will be able to identify a number, like thousands of image category. For example, apple or dog. They're not only identified that's a dog, but be able to identify the breed of the dog. I think this one is Labrador, right? And I've used it for when I take a photo of the birds and want to know that what type of the birds that I have, catch them. So to be able to retrieve some image and be able to identify the type of that bird. So it's quite an interesting application. So this one is Google Lens. I haven't put the name of the application here, but its name is Google Lens. And of course, this one is like the first of the famous application for object recognitions. It is called OCR, or optical character recognition. Optical is sort of mean visible or RGB, something like that. And character is all the letters. It could be number or English alphabets or Thai alphabets as well. In our department, in computer engineering department, we have we have a researcher who's very good in OCR. I think he's in the lab with Ajahn Thanarat. If you're interested for working with her or with him as well. So this is like one of the first application in image processing that's really famous. In Thailand, we used it and applied it for license plate recognition as well. So it will be automatically record the license plate of the cars passing through any company or something like that. So this is some application of optical character recognition. I think I will use this application in the last lecture for you to be able to get familiar a little bit about object recognition. You can use image processing to do 3D reconstruction from a two-dimensional image as well. This work is a work of the Washington University. I think this project is called building Rome in one day. I think they're trying to find a lot of image in database, and they reconstruct some cities from an image in terms of 3D. Yeah, so it's quite interesting. Other applications is called image morphing. Image morphing is whenever you have an image of one side and another side, like left side of the face and right side of the face, and you estimate for the front side of the face, is called image morphing. This was quite old, it's in 1996. Image processing can be used with the hardware system, motion capture, and they were used to capture the characters of a person. I think this work belongs to the university. It's a work of University of Southern California, and they have used a number of cameras here, and there are a lot of LED as well. It will trying to reconstruct a 3D shape from an image taken in this set. And the light will be able to identify all the reflectance or the roughness of the skin. So Barack Obama, the ex-president, can be reconstructed using the capture system. So it's really interesting. And it also used as a special effect in the movie as well. I'm not sure if you watched Star Wars before, but in Star Wars Rogue One, I think they're trying to have a character, Peter Cushing, but Peter Cushing has died in 1994. So what they do is they use digital animation, they use live actors, and there are some capture technologies to be able to recreate the character and put it in the movie. So it's quite interesting. And even the special effect for the movie, this one is on the set and this one is on the screen. The movie Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. There's some device that's very famous. It's called Kinect. I'm not sure that if you have played it before, but Kinect is a camera that also have a microphone and also depth sensor. And there are a lot of research of games that has been discovered, has been like implement or coding for the application using Kinect. So some people use it for object recognition. Some people use it for playing Mario. Maybe I should open it for you. So yeah, they use Kinect to be able to use the camera and depth sensor. And with the programming skills, they use it for playing Mario physically, by your own body. Something like that. If you are interested in Kinect, just let me know. There's some interesting work that we're trying to do anyway. But Kinect hasn't been sold anymore. I don't know. They stopped they stopped selling the product. Oh, you were saying that the video doesn't show. Oh, sorry. Because it's in another screen. Sorry. Yes. You can click on the link to see it anyway. There's a sound as well. I'm not sure if you hear it, but yeah, there's a sound in the Mario game. Yeah. So I think this is an image created from a depth sensor. You see they have like a different intensity levels, depends on depth in the image. But as I said, that Kinect is stopped selling, but there are some other products that have camera, like better resolutions. It's Intel RealSense, they have a depth camera as well. And you can use this for creating a lot of applications, like in the similar way with Kinect. Image processing also used in marketing as well. Some of them use it for identifying an image quality. Why do you have to identify image quality? If you take a look at a commercial website like Lazada or Shopee, you will see that each product will have a number of pictures, but there are some pictures that attract more customer than some other image. So image quality will help identify the quality of an image and be able to take it as the first image for when you're selling a product. So what is a good quality? Good quality, you can talk about it in terms of it's not blur and the brightness and the contrast is good enough. And they also use it for image recognition as well. The example is on the right here. So you see this picture have a better quality, like higher contrast, look brighter. And this one using image recognition to be able to identify all the components in a car and outside the car as well. Another one is image scoring. Image scoring in this context, they were saying the high score mean they contain a lot of information. For example, like this car has a higher score than this one because it shows the whole car. But for this one, it's only one side of the door, so the score is very low. So image processing is used for digital marketing as well. There are a lot more applications, for example, like for AR and VR, mobile robots, industrial robots, help assembling all the components for the car. And auto-driving car like Tesla or Uber definitely use computer vision and image processing, combining with other sensors as well. And medical imaging will help identify some damage or some problems in the body, any part of the body, and we will talk about it later as well. So that's a lot of application of image processing, and hopefully you get some idea of what you can do in the future. But we would not cover everything in all the application in the rest of the lectures. But I just want to let you know that what you can do in the future. Okay, so right now it's about 2:05. So I think we maybe take a break, like 5 minutes. Yeah, because I will talk with the students a little bit. We'll come back 2:15. 14:15. Yeah, 14:15.โอเคขออนุญาตเบรกนะคะขออนุญาตคุยกับเด็กๆนิดนึงขอพูดเป็นไทยเด็กๆคอมไหวไหมมีเพื่อนซัดเจสให้แยกคลาสแต่ว่าจะอาจารย์จะหาวันลงยากมากเลยอ่ะก็เลยแบบเดี๋ยวไว้อยากจะคุยกับพวกเราstill alive but dead inside how about your friends คนอื่นๆเป็นอย่างไรบ้างคือว่าเดี๋ยวท้ายคาบเนี่ยจะมีให้เขียนอะไรนิดหน่อยแล้วกันเผื่อแบบสงสัยหรือว่าถามอะไรนะคะเดี๋ยวอาจารย์จะใช้ในการพิจารณาอีกทีนึง
อาจารย์ครับอยากถามว่าแบบถ้าอย่างเงี้ยมันคนละคอร์สกันคนละตัวเลขกันนะครับเราตัดเกรดรวมกันหรือว่าแบบไม่ประมาณครับเพราะว่ามันตัวเลขคอร์สคนละคอร์สกันใช่ไหม
น่าจะตัดแยกคอร์ส
อ๋อ
เออ อันนี้ก็ตอบแบบเร็วๆเนาะแต่เดี๋ยวขอคิดอีกนิดนึงนะคะคือยังไม่ได้แบบวางแผนเท่าไหร่เลยอ่ะเพราะว่าแบบเพิ่งได้ assign มาค่ะแต่ว่าคือแรกๆคิดว่าน่าตัดด้วยกันได้ไม่มีปัญหาอืมอยากให้เร็วหรือว่าให้ช้ากว่านี้ไหมคะหรือว่ายังไงคือจาว่าอาจารย์ก็พูดช้าแต่ว่าแบบอยากได้อะไรเพิ่มเติมไหมสอบถาม มีเพื่อนบอกให้ตัดแยกได้ค่ะเดี๋ยวพิจารณาค่ะไม่เคยสอนแบบคอร์สรวมเหมือนกันอืม
John, have feedback from ISE part. I think your pace is all right for the for the ISE standard. Yeah, your pace would be like
thank you Once only 2 hours จริงๆอ่ะจริงๆอยากสอนแบบ brief มากเลยแบบอยากให้แบบได้ลองทำหรืออะไรแบบนี้นะคะจริง3 ชั่วโมงก็นานเหมือนกันเดี๋ยวจะลองปรับดู so afraid that it will be very dry because it will be in English but
อาจารย์ครับเราอย่างตัวเวลาที่มันอยู่ในเล็กจุฬาครับ
อืม
อาจารย์ต้องเป็นคนเลื่อนหรือเปล่าเพราะตอนนี้เหมือนมันอยู่
ISE ปะอันนี้ ISE ปะ
ใช่ครับไอซี
อื
มันอยู่อัง
ม
คารบ่ายครับ
เราไม่ติดอะไรใช่ปะวันพุธบ่าย
มันติดอ๋อวันพุธบ่ายไม่ติดครับ
โอเคเดี๋ยวอาจจะลองแจ้งคุณพลอยดูละกันค่ะเพราะว่ามันทำให้ตารางเราทับกันใช่ไหม
ใช่ครับเพราะว่าอังคารบ่ายมีเรียนอีกตัวครับ
อืม
อาจารย์ครับแล้วถ้าตอนนี้มันแต่เป็น2 วิชาใช่ไหมครับแล้วส่วนของ ISE อาจารย์เปิดที่เพิ่มให้ได้ไหมครับเฉพาะตอนนี้ของ ISE มัน30อะครับ
เต็มเลยอะ
ใช่ครับมันเต็ม30เลยครับ
ขอคิดอีกนิดนึงได้ไหมเดี๋ยวอย่าคือถ้าคือไงดีอะมันคือจานก็แบบไม่มีทีเอด้วยตอนเนี้ยนะแต่ว่ากำลังพยายามหาอยู่กลัวว่าจะคือตอนเนี้ยก็คิดว่าดูแลไม่ไหวแล้วเพราะตอนแรกแบบโฟกัส35-40ประมาณนี้ค่ะขอคิดอีกนิดนึงแล้วกันนะคะเดี๋ยวเราอีเมลมาใช่ป่ะเดี๋ยวอาจารย์ตอบไปเนาะค่ะ
ขอบคุณครับ
ค่ะ
John, if you want to ask question in this class, do you prefer to turn on the mic or like type in the chat box?
It's okay with any of that. It would be nice if you turn on the microphone. I think it would be good participation. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, all right. I thought turning on the mic might interrupt your class, but okay, thank you.
That's good actually. Yeah.
Okay.
So now I will talk a little bit more about the application, some other application. And then I will talk about this course, and I think some Python programming. And I think that should be all for our introduction today. Hopefully we will finish before time. Okay, so you've seen a number of applications already. So in the next part, I will give you some more application. There's still about application. But from the previous slides, you'll see that a lot of applications that we use are involved, they all use the RGB camera or RGB image. Now we are going to talk about application that is categorized by the source of the image. When we talk about the source of the image, one of the source is we use the electromagnetic source, which can create it's more like a EM or electromagnetic wave that have different frequencies. They have their own energies as well. And each of the energy spectrum, whenever I talk about spectrum, it's more like a set of frequency. For example, gamma rays or X-ray, they have a set of frequency. Gamma ray will have like the highest frequency, and radio wave we have the lowest frequency, but it's very good at penetrations through the wall. And the application I've talked before, they're mostly using visible imaging. But now we will talk about the image that can be created by some other source. Why? Because in terms of imaging, I have been mentioned that imaging is also about how image is acquired as well. So it could be acquired by a digital camera, or it could be acquired by some other electromagnetic wave as well. And it's not only the EM source, but you can also use sound to create an image as well. For example, acoustic signals or ultrasonic signals. They are both created from sound. And electronic, you can create an image from electron beams that is used in microscopy, which is a camera in biology class that you take a look at the tiny things. But there are also other types of image that you have not been created by the source from above as well. You can synthesize them for modeling or visualization. So we'll talk about some more application. So the first spectrum, we'll talk about gamma ray, which has the highest frequency. The gamma ray imaging is used in medical imaging and in astronomy. In medical imaging, they will call it nuclear medicine. And the way they do, they will inject a radioactive isotope that could emit from they put the isotope into the patients, and the gamma ray will emit acid decay. And you can use a detector or gamma ray sensor to get the signals from gamma ray. So you can get the whole scan of the bones in the body. And the doctor can use this to identify the infections or tumors in the body. Some other modalities when I talk about modalities is mean like image from different source. For example, you can create an image from visual, that's one modality, or another modality from gamma ray or X-ray. So there's some keywords that I just want to let you know. Some other modalities, they call it PET or positron emission tomography, or you may heard about it in terms of PET scan. I have some project about PET scan if you're interested. But yeah, the PET scan, they use the word tomography. Tomography is related to 3D. So whenever you see tomography, it means like 3D scanning. You can think about the people, a person lying on the bed, and then they do some scan the whole body to get image slice combined together to have a 3D imaging in terms of the PET scan. They also use the radioactive isotope as well. So gamma ray is used in medical imaging and also astronomy. I'm not sure if have you heard about Cygnus before? The Cygnus is a group of stars that has been exploded like 15,000 years ago. And right now it become a cloud called Cygnus loop. And it has emit a lot of energy in different frequency band. For example, I think this number is number C. Number C is the image of Cygnus loop that is captured in the gamma ray band. And you will see some other slide that you will see Cygnus loops again in different bands. So this is for astronomy. And they also use gamma ray for to detect the gamma radiation from a valve in nuclear factory or reactor as well. So this is the application in terms of gamma ray imaging. How about X-ray? X-ray has a little bit lower frequency from the gamma ray. So X-ray also used in medical application, in astronomy, again, about stars, and also industry as well. So I don't know about detail much, but they have said that the X-ray is generated by replacing a patient between the X-ray source and a film that it is a phosphorus screen that could be sensitive to the energy from X-ray. So this film would be created from the X-ray through the patient body. Another application is called angiography. Angiography. I'm so sorry. I have looked in the slide here, but I haven't seen the screen. So angiography is actually a medical application as well. It is a record of a blood vessel, a record of the blood vessel. In detail, I don't really know much, but they have a tube that put in the blood vessels, and then they inject the X-ray medium inside. So whenever you do some scan, you will see a vessel, blood vessel, very clearly. So it enhances the contrast of the blood vessel. It's better for medical diagnostic. So this is called angiography. Do you know what is this picture? Do you know what is this picture? They've said they have used X-ray in industry as well. This is a circuit, right? It's a circuit board. They have used X-ray, they have applied X-ray imaging on the circuit board to find some flaws or something, some piece that's missing in a component in the circuit board as well. And this one is the X-ray band from the Cygnus loop. I think this one is the tomography as well. You will see the computerized axial tomography or CAT scan. It uses the X-ray imaging as well, and we'll be able to get the 3D scan of the whole body. And this one is from the brain. So they take a slide from the top of the brain. So you see from this side. The next frequency band is the ultraviolet band. The imaging in ultraviolet bands can be created for a number of applications, like for industrial application, it's quite similar. And microscopy, to see tiny things, the laser, biological or astronomy as well. For the fluorescent microscopy, it can be used the light in ultraviolet band for studying some disease in a plant like corn. And there are also another word is called lithography. Lithography is actually an art. An art is how you print on a stone, or it's a printing. It's how you print on the stone, and they've used ultraviolet to see the detail of the piece of art in the stone. And this one is Cygnus loop as well, but in ultraviolet band. The next one is quite familiar with us because it is visible band already. And you see visible band, we'll talk about the license plate as well. I think there's some slide later on. But yeah, you'll see we combine visible band with the infrared because they're working quite well together. Sometimes they'll use the whole, like both of the bands together to inspect components and things. And they've used the, you can see the example that they've used the visible and infrared bands for inspecting a lot of stuff in industry or pharmaceutical, small inspections of materials. For example, this one is Taxol. I don't know what that is, but it said it is an anti-cancer agent, and it has been magnified. It's been increased its size like 250 times. This one is the elements of cholesterol, and this one is a microprocessor, and there are some other applications that have used to inspect small things. They also use the visible and infrared bands for remote sensing as well. This is an image from NASA's Landsat satellite. And they have divided the band into seven other different bands. And each band will have penetration properties. So it will be able to tell you that what is the characteristic that you will find in the image. For example, band number 1 is this picture. This picture will show the water penetration. So mostly there will be the area of the water. If they have a high value, I think their high value meaning it should be bright color. In here, 0 is black color, and the highest one, like 255, is the white color. So I think the high value should represent the water area. And the second band is measuring the plant energy, rigorous sort of energy. So we'll observe some plant in an image. Another one will be about vegetation, or biomass, or moisture, soil, and minerals. So it can be used to observe characteristics of resource and materials on the ground for remote sensing. So this is called multi-spectrum imaging. So they have combined different spectrum to learn about the information in the image. They also use the visible band and infrared band for weather observation as well. They're using both band in weather observation. And they also used it to detect, because it's visible and infrared. So whenever there's an area with the light or fluorescent, right, or with the light, it will be able to detect, for example, this is the infrared satellite, and you will see some area that have a high value or response, mean that there are towns or cities, be able to estimate the electricities they use. So that's some application that they could be used in the future. So you see it's quite beneficial, right? And we've talked about it already, like fingerprints, you can recognize a bill or license plate, and you can monitor or maybe observe detecting some defects from the circuit boards, or count the number of pills, or take a look at the levels of the water in the bottle in industry, or the bubble in the plastic. I think it's the bubble in the plastic, right? And conflict cereals, like they probably take a photo to take a look if there are any color is different from the others or not. And there also, this one is intraocular implant. It's more like a lens that will replace your lens in your eyes. I think it's how the lens implant in the eyes. It's like a component that it has to be very clean and very perfect. So they have to use some sort of imaging to detect if there are any defects in the image. So there's some applications, quite a lot of application, right? And we have found that a lot of industry, even in Thailand, they are trying to use image processing as a part of their process in many industries. Next one is microwave. Microwave band will have a very famous sensor called radar, because microwave has a low frequency, it's quite low frequency. So low frequency will have a very good property in penetration. So radar is used to collect data from the regions, and regardless of weather condition. So it means that radar can penetrate all the weather condition or the cloud and everything to be able to collect the data from the regions. You can use radar sensor for detecting vegetable, ice, or dry land, or even explore a region that human cannot access. I think radio band is the last band, the lowest frequency. In medical, we use the imaging in radio band as well. We call it MRI scan or magnetic resonance imaging. So in technical, they were saying like they will place a patient in a powerful magnet, and then they pass the radio wave through the body in a short pulse. And those pulses that emit from the patient tissue will be computerized, the location and the strength by the computer to create a two-dimensional image. So you can take a look, you can use MRI scan like in any plane of the body. You will see that a lot of applications they have applied with medical imaging, but in detail, they will have to take a look in different components, but it's quite out of scope but yeah, it has been applied in a number of applications in medical imaging. There are some other modalities as well. Like I said, you can create an image using sound as well. For example, ultrasound, you'll see that they use it for take a look at the picture of the baby. And they also use the seismic, I think this is called seismic imaging. Seismic imaging is it's an image created from a sound as well, but it is created in terms of a 3D image. So this is sort of like a cross-section image of the seismic model. And I think on the top row is the ground, and this area is under the ground. So they put the seismic wave, and then we get a 3D image, and they do some cross section to be able to observe for some gas and some oils under the ground. So there's some application. It's used for geological exploration. Yeah, quite a number of applications, but I don't know what to say, but it's quite interesting, a lot of them anyway. And for the part of this lecture, I have been taken from chapter 1 from the book Digital Image Processing from Gonzalez. Okay, so next section, we'll talk about this course now. And you'll see that if the content is what you really want, you can decide it later. Okay, so before we go to about the course, do you have any question? Any question? So I hope you'll see the syllabus in my course field already. So inside there's some detail about the course description, the information about the objective. To be honest, in this course, I would just hope you will understand the fundamental imaging techniques and apply some of the techniques and do some image analysis or interpretation to solve some problems, but it's not so complex as an intermediate complexity. And I just hope you can design and implement image processing for image analysis and interpretation. There's some questions from your friends. Why file from patient X-ray? I haven't really worked with the X-ray scan before. It's not JPEG and PNG, right? Must be special from common. I have been working with PET scan image before, and it's not in JPEG and PNG as well, but they have their own format. I think maybe one of the reasons, it depends on the type of image as well. For example, like PET scan, we do some 3D scanning. So JPEG or PNG cannot represent 3D scan, right? Because JPEG is more like a two-dimensional image. So I think they have their own format to have their own set of information. A lot of type of image, they are not only contained of an image, especially medical imaging. Some medical imaging, they have contained the metadata of the patient as well. I'm trying to, for example, one set of data could take from like a 3D scan of a person, and then they combine the metadata of a patient as well. For example, like age or maybe response for some radioactive or some medicine, something like that. So they have some other data. So they have to file them all together. So they have their own file. I think there are one of the name called DICOM file. Yeah, DICOM file. So this is one of the example, but actually I haven't worked with X-ray image before, but this DICOM is from PET scan. Yeah. Yeah, so I think it's quite similar. Okay, we'll go back to the syllabus. Okay, so in here, we'll about the content. We'll go through the content a little. Okay. So in this class, we'll have some lecture and in-class activity. Activity include the question set in my course wheel and also some practice, some exercise that you will use. Usually I will use Colab notebook. And we will do it in the class. My mouse gone, can't find my mouse. I don't know why. Okay, it's back. Okay, so we will use Zoom as a primary lecture class, and you will have to use my course view to get access all the course materials. I'm not sure, should we have Facebook? Do you think, should we have Facebook group? I think Facebook is very good for like an urgent announcement or something like that. I'm not sure, but I have created a Facebook page so you all can join, and maybe there are some like urgent announcement. I will just do it on Facebook or the link of the video as well. For Discord, at first, I think we will not use, but then I think we might use it for discussion and exam, because Discord, you all can share screen at the same time. So I think I might use Discord for discussion and exam. But any suggestion you can tell me later or now as well. For evaluation, because of the COVID, so I just de-emphasize the score from the midterm exams and the final exam. Okay, so midterm exam will be an exam at the midterm period, and final as well. They will have 20% and 30%. But many of the points will come from homeworks. We will have 4 homeworks and maybe some short notes from the invited speaker. We will have exercise in class and attendance. I'm sure some of you maybe like to study after class or something like that. But I will have like small exercise that I would like you to do it. It's sort of like question set in my course view. So it will be about 10%. Sometimes I ask you to answer some questions and write some code and copy into my course view, something like that. And the final one, I've been thinking quite a while that should I assign you a small little project or not? But because the content of this class is very basic, so I wasn't really sure that you will reach that point. So I was thinking about technology reviews that you will go through in whenever techniques that you are interested, and then you just study them and maybe do some demos using Python, and then you present them in the class. So I think I might quite positively use this one for the last part of evaluation. I probably have some problems for you to solve, but maybe it is in terms of homework and final exam. For grading policy would be in this criteria. And for the books, I mostly use the book of Rafael Gonzalez. They have a different editions, and I think they have like an online edition on internet as well. It's called Digital Image Processing. And maybe there are some additional materials. For example, like if there are some blog that show latest technology, I might refer to that one as well. I will talk about it later. So let's, this one is outcome. Like I said, I just want you to learn about the techniques and be able to program it a little bit, understand the implication of techniques, and do some image analysis. So let's take a look at the content. So this week we'll talk about the introduction of this course. I've talked about a lot of applications, but it's very far from this course because they have been the end product already. But for this course, what are we going to learn? Next week, we are going to learn about the image acquisition. Image acquisition is the basic image function like fxy that I have been talking about it before. And we'll talk about sampling and quantization techniques. And we do some arithmetic operation like plus, minus, addition, subtraction, and image, something like that. So it's quite easy, right? And the following weeks, we will study histogram, spatial filtering. This week, we will learn another domain of an image. We call it frequency domain. For the computer engineering students that have studied computer engineering math 2, you will have to study this. Or third year, I will teach them next month. So this part is a frequency domain in the application of image. And this is the application from frequency domain. And we do some image restoration. Image restoration is how do you restore image? For example, if an image is, has been, if there's some noise in an image, how do you remove the noise from the image? And the last week before midterm exam, I will teach you compression techniques. And this one will actually have to study 2 weeks, but I will squeeze it in 1 week because there's some other interesting topic that I will put it on later on. About the homework, I will put it in every 2 or 3 weeks, and I will give you a 2 weeks due, and we will have in total 4 homeworks. After midterm exam, we will study segmentations. We have 2 parts of segmentation, but it's very basic. And then we will learn about morphology. If you want to know what that is, I would briefly say that is a post-processing of an image. It's more like make an image smoother or make an image combine together, something like that, reduce some noise as well. And geometric transformation, it's quite interesting idea. It's very close to the concept of computer graphic, but I will give you like some idea because you might have to use it whenever you do some machine learning. You maybe need this technique for machine learning. And last week that I will teach you, I will give you some example of object recognition, and I dream that I will provide you the traditional and the modern one. So I hope you stay until then. So for the people who want to study about machine learning or computer vision, we will focus it only in this lecture. For the other will be related to image processing only. So I don't know if this is that what you want, but you can decide later on. For this week, we will have an invited speaker, and he is a radiologist. He is a lecturer from Chulalongkorn Hospital. Chulalongkorn Hospital. Yeah, he's worked with a lot of medical imagings. In case of you are third year, you maybe want to, maybe want to do some senior project or anything about medical imaging. I just hope you come and listen to this talk. And for this one, we'll not have homework, but I will ask you to do some one-page summary, and they will have points for that as well. And last week, I would like to see the presentation from all of you. For this week, I will announce the project, the topic of technologies that I want you to review or do some study. Okay. So that's the whole plan for the semester. So any question? Any question? I think that's all. Yeah, page 4. Any question? Any question? Okay. So in this slide, it's similar to course syllabus. That's what are we going to learn in this semester, and the course plan. And how I teach you, I'll give you some lecture, do some practice. If we have time, we will talk about it a little. And hopefully you will do some study, like individual study from technology review or something like that. And textbooks and grading policy. And this is how you can contact me by email. This phone is not working because I'm not at the office right now. Okay. All right, let's see the questions. Facebook link cannot access. Okay, I will check Facebook link. Okay, I think I need your help for the Facebook link. I don't know why no one joined the Facebook at all. Okay, let's see. Okay, this is our page. No one there. Okay. Can you tell me what's the error? What is said that you cannot access Facebook? I will put the link in here. Okay. I think I have said something that no one can see it. Maybe I put it like a private group or something. Private. Is it private? Or maybe I should put it in, maybe it's hiding. So maybe I should create a new one or something. The content is not available right now because the owner only shared it with small group of people. Okay, so I think I will have to fix this. So I'll try to do it later on. I will ask someone to help. So maybe we will start with something else first. No problem. This is not my first time creating Facebook group. This is not my first time. What did I do? There you go. Yeah. Can you try? Can you try? Go to setting. Can you try again? Please. There's a notification. Okay. Okay. Very good. Very quick. Okay, very good. I will do some approval later on. Okay. So next question, your friend's asking, link in the Excel is invalid. Oh, okay. Discord rule maybe limit to 50. No, actually, I've used like 400 people before, so I think it should be okay. I think it should be okay, but I haven't created a link just yet. But I will put it on Facebook then. Shanat asked, do we have a homework today? Do we have a homework today? Okay, so we will come to the last part of this first lecture. So today we are going to get started a little bit with Python, and we will use some library as well. We'll use some library to read an image, and I forget to put an image for you. So I just want you to study an example in the slide after, and I want you to read an image. I will upload an image later on. I will ask you to read an image and show an image. This image will be read using a library called skimage or scikit-learn. Scikit-image, and then you will do some show image using IO from scikit-image and matplotlib. And then we'll go through to get the pixel value of an image, and we'll ask you to read and show an image using different library like scikit-image and OpenCV. And we will answer this question. So I just want you to take a look at exercise 1 and 2. And then we will answer this question. Okay. I will find the kitty image for you. Okay, so right now I just want you to take a look at exercise 1 and 2. It's very simple, only a couple of lines of code. Okay, I put an image in a chat box in Zoom, so you can try to use that. Okay, so I will get started with you. So I will approve it now. Okay. So first, we will use Colab. I'm sure a number of you used Colab before, and so Google Colab it is very easy to use. They all have a lot of library in store, or if you want to install your own, it's very easy as well. So it's quite nice to use Google Colab. So just go to Google Colab. Okay, just go to colab.research.google.com. Okay, and then we will create a new notebooks. Just in case any of you used it for the first time, just follow me. Google Colab. Okay, so today is lecture 1. So I will use lecture 1 intro. Okay, so this is a cell that you can write down all the code that you want. For example, you want to import a library or something like that. And you can click run to compile and run the code at the same time. If there's no error, it should show a number indexing here. Okay, so I think it's working, but no number. We'll go to the next one. Yeah, you see the numbers, so it's working. Yeah, so you can try use Google Colab and follow the code that I give it to you here. You can copy it or you can type it down because it's very short. Okay, I do it with you. So at first, I want to read an image. So I will upload an image into my virtual machine, Google Colab. So this is sort of a virtual machine that you have used it for free. And you can use the GPU as well. GPU is very fast computing unit. It's very good, but now we don't have to use it. It's very basic image processing. So we will upload an image. Okay. So where's the kitty? The kitty. Kitty. In the past, we have used MATLAB before, but now Python is more flexible. You can implement them on hardware like Raspberry Pi and can use it. You don't have to port the code from one language to another language. I can't find my kitty. It's in Python. Okay. Kitty. There's two kitty. Okay, yay. So it said that it will be recycled after you close this. So now Kitty is here now. So I'll be able to read the kitty.jpg image. Okay, so let's start from and then image. So this one, we will use libraries called scikit image. If you're not using Colab, for example, if you're using PyCharm, Bunny, or Jupyter Notebook or Spider, you have to pip install the library by yourself. But if you use Colab, it is quite simple because it's already in here. And the function that we use is IO input output. So we want to read an image equal io.imread kit.jpg. It has to be the same name. And you want to show it, so just show it. Have you noticed anything about showing function? You see there to show function. Do you think it's strange? Why do we have to show it twice? So the kitty is here and you will see the coordinates as well. I think it has like more than 500 times 500 pixels here. Okay. So you'll see the image. If you're not have this line, it will work anyway. Yeah, but then there's some pointer or something in there. But yeah, for this line, it just tell you that you will definitely show this image, and that's a finish. In case you want to show two image, right? Want to show two image. If you're close with one show, it will show the same image. But if you put it after the show, it will show another image. No, it's not showing. Yeah. Oh, okay, it's here. So this is like a close for the upper image. Yeah, and it will apply with Matplotlib as well. So this is Matplotlib. It's another way to plot an image. I think the rest of the lecture, I would probably use Matplotlib. So yeah, import Matplotlib, and you will see a hint a little. So it's helping you a lot using Colab. It's very easy. I think this class it's like the most easiest class for computer engineering. Okay, image. Okay, like this. PRT.show. Okay. So you'll be able to use show for image using different libraries. Okay. Anybody have a problems? I really hate online course whenever I really want to, participate in your coding as well. It's really difficult. So can you do it all okay? Just let me know if you have an error or anything. I don't have TA, so that's only me. I will help you sort out problem. Okay. So now you read it, and if you want to take a look at each pixel, because we have an image already, and you want to take a look at each locations in an image, for example, like 0, 0. So what is coming up? You will see there come up with 3 values. What does it mean? What does it mean? Why there are 3 values at the 0, 0 position? What does it mean? I'm talking. Yay, there's an answer in the chat box. Yeah, that's RGB. Which one is R? Which one is G? Which one is B? Hopefully it's in the order like this, right? RGB. Okay. And you can also use the range of position as well. A range of position. For example, if you want to take a look at this 10 pixel by another 10 pixel, the index start at 0. So this one will not count the index 10, right? So you will see like a number of picture, 10 times 10 is. Okay. That's all. Just get pixel value. So you can convert an image into different color models. Next week, you will study about the other color models. We don't have only RGB and grayscale. We still have some other color models that could be useful for some applications as well. And you use it in your daily life, but you have to come next week instead. Right? So this one is RGB to gray. So you convert an image to grayscale. You can use this function color from scikit-image library to convert an image. Okay. But before I go through that, I want to know what is the shape of the image. What is the shape of the image? You will see, oh, there's a 512 times 512 and the RG and B components. So if you want to convert it to grayscale, it will use RGB to gray. And you don't know what to put inside, just open the blanket and nothing come out, nothing hint you because you haven't really imported the library just yet. For this one, we use color. So we import color. You all have Python basics, right? Okay, so I will not show anything. I will compile it first. And then when I open the blanket, it will hint you the definition of this method, RGB to gray. Inside, it will be an input of an image, which is an array in RGB format. So you can use image, that's all. And then you can use Matplotlib to show an image of the grayscale. So now you will see a grayscale image, but it's not a grayscale. I think it's because of the default color shade is not a grayscale. There's different color shade for grayscale because it's intensity levels. You will have to use the color map as a gray. I'm not sure, can't remember. But yeah, and there's some other color map as well. You can take a look at this online. You can use manual documentation about the matplotlib with the CMap, with different CMap, what type of color that you can use. Matplotlibs. Yeah, and take a look at the example. Are the example? Yeah, there's different color shade. And I've used grayscale, or you want to use a purple scale as well. Yeah. Yeah, you can try some other color maps. Yeah, I think I used gray, so I use this one. But you can try some other color map. Okay, we'll come back. What I want you to answer are these 6 questions. So I give you like 5 minutes to answer all of this question. Okay. I'll give you like 5 minutes. So 15, 20, maybe 15, 20. But it's quite easy. 15, 20. Okay, let's answer this question. Yeah, take a look. So I think you're probably trying to answer these questions. So the image size, I've already used the shape functions to see the size of an image. And I've used typed and d-typed. Do you know what's different between typed and the d-type? And I have printed out for you already. You know what's different between type and the d-type? Typed and the d-type. Some of your friends say d-type is a type of data in the array. Data decimal, data type in the array. Yes, very good, you all. D-types is the way you're trying to find the type of data in the array. And type is the type of the variables. So these variables is in the class of NumPy array. We haven't really import NumPy. You know about NumPy array, right? Because I'm sure you're studying first year Python programming, right? So NumPy is used like by default anyway. So the image has a NumPy array typed, and it is n-dimensional array. So it means you can create a multi-dimensional array. And d-type is the uint 8, which means it is unsigned integer 8. Unsigned integer is the binary representations of 8 bits, right? 8 bits. They have unsigned. So they will have the value from 0 to 255. If you can recall when you're trying to select a color in PowerPoint or Paint or Photoshop, you will see that you will allow to input a color value between 0 to 255. But actually you can input more if you want like a variety shade of colors, but maybe your eye cannot see the difference between each shade anyway. So 0 to 255 is enough for RGB as well. So you see that they have 3 dimensions for RGB. So I answered these 2 questions. And you can find the value at some location. So I'm sure that 50-50 is the positions at 50-50, but 2 will be what color? 2 will be what color? What color is 2? Is it grayscale or is it R, G, or B? And your friends said green. I thought it's green too, but is it actually green? Okay. My mouth's gone again. Okay. So don't remember, don't forget that the index start at 0. So your image at 50, 52, what is the value? There's a particular value. And if you put 3, there will be index out of bound, right? Because we have only RGB. So the index 2 would be red, green, or blue. You're not sure, right? You're not sure. That's okay. We will take a look at that later on. Okay, but hopefully I think it's a red, green, blue. So maybe it's blue. It should be blue. And the maximum value, you can use numpy.max, or you can use max, which is the built-in function in Python, to find what is the maximum value. but I think you have to choose the dimension as well for each of them. Let me try. I don't know. It's max. It's not working because it is NumPy array, right? And if I use NumPy max image, probably error. Yeah, because NP has not been defined. Because NP is a NumPy array, so we have to import NumPy first, and it hints that we will abbreviate it as an NP. So let's see. So there's only one value, so it means that this is the maximum value from 3 dimensions, not from each of them. You can try to use axis, I think, but yeah, you can try that. Even 0 or 1, just no. Wrong. Maybe here. You can remember Python basics, right? So this one will give quite a lot of value. So it's not axis 0, probably axis 1. You know, when you try this on. But yeah, there's a way. Or you can try like the easiest one is just try each component. All position from break value. You will get the max value from break value. I think you can use C and V. Okay, and then use number 1. So this is the maximum value for green components and the blue components. Oh, so tired. Programming. Okay. About this much. And next, so minimum is applied in the same way. So next, I want you to try to use OpenCV because it has been used quite commonly used. It is quite commonly used. You were saying, I will use IO all the time, but I think whenever you study in the higher levels, I think you sometimes have to use some libraries and they maybe have used OpenCV. So I just want you to try this as well because there's some difference. So use image number 2, image 2, cv2.imread. Image 2. So what was wrong? What was wrong? Can you analyze what was wrong? You see the kitties look sad and pale and blue. What was wrong? Yeah. Is anybody can tell me what was wrong? What was wrong? Why the kitty is blue, is sad? Yeah, someone know. Someone know. Someone said the RGB is swapped. How do you know that? How do you know that? Is this your first class of image processing? Where to find it? I just want you to see the manual documentation, the documentation of CV2, but that's okay. But yeah, in OpenCV, whenever you read an image using OpenCV, the order will be BGR instead of the RGB. So how do? You have to convert image into the model of the RGB. You will see that I have some code here. So I'll just convert it. Here equal to CV2 dot convert color image 2. Yeah, image 2. And like I said, that whenever you open the blanket, it will show the instruction. How do you put all the parameters? So the first one is source. So source is the RGB or any type of image, and then you can use code, and this code could be anything. And this one we will use code which is cv2.color underscore BGR to RGB because we want to convert it from BGR to RGB. Start CV2. You can convert it to gray as well, or orange. There you go. RGB. Okay, it's here. Okay, so now when you display an image, the kitty has normal color. Okay, so just remember, actually, CV2 has a show function as well, if I can remember it right. Yeah, they have its own function. So you can use CV2 functions to display the color correctly. But if you want to use the matplotlib, it's display in an image in the order of R, G, and B. So that's why you have to convert it. There's another way that you don't have to convert it, but you use the NumPy array technique. You flip the index a little bit like this. So you would get the normal color as well. Yeah, so it's more like swapping the dimension of RGB. That's all. It's very tiny detail, but it's actually can have an effect on your work in the future. For example, if you create a models that identify RGB image, but if you read an image as a BGR, your model will not be able to identify the data in the image correctly. Okay, so it's quite important. Okay, I'm talking to myself. Okay, so next, okay, so just read and write. I think nothing much important, but yeah, you can read and write and save an image in terms of the file that you want to save. You can put it in JPEG or PNG as well. It's all correctly formatted. And this is, you can revise the basics of NumPy library if you want. You can try to use any commands to help you coding faster. So NumPy array, how do you create a NumPy array? And yeah, this is Sierra or vector matrix. But for image, we sort of like matrix, but you know, it's all have a sequential of RGB order. Okay, the last exercise. So I just want you to create a red image and save it to a file. Okay, create a red image and save it to a file. You must be asking, do you have to submit this? We have another question similar to this that you have to submit today. Okay, just try to do this one. I'll give you like 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 15:36. 15:36. For this case, you probably want to create an image using NumPy array function. You can use zeros or ones and create a dimension that you maybe want. So this one is like an initial placeholder. So sort of like an empty NumPy array. if I in the class, I would probably walk through your coding, but now I haven't seen anything at all. So I hope you all can code it like well or no problems at all. Just let me know if you have any problems. Okay, so you want to create a red image, so it must be RGB image, right? So you probably want to create an image as image number 3 is numpy 0 or 1, maybe 0, yeah, 0, because red color, it means we have 3 plane, right? 3 plane R, G, and B. So the red color probably has the highest value here, and the rest will be zeros. So I think I will start with zeros. Okay. So inside, I will give the dimension of the image, which is 100, 100, and 3. And for the type of the image, probably use the same. You can use int or anything because it's probably not going to be a negative value anyway. So, okay. So I think this is an image, but what do you think? The default image, what does it look like? What's the color of this image? Yeah. What's the color of the imagery that I am coding right now? What's the color of image tree? What's the color of image tree? Do you see the code? Oh, it's quite small. You can tell me if it's too small. Because I have a very big television. So it's really big. So some components could be so small, just let me know. Okay, black. Yeah, your friend said it's black. Very good. Because 0 at all components will give black color, black image. Yeah, the black color image. Okay. And if you want to create a red image, can you share? How do you do? Yeah. Share. How to create a red image? How to create a red image? Just want to see the answer of your friends. Yeah. How to create the red image? I haven't called any name just yet. Virin still here. I've seen his name on the registration. Virin still here or not? So I think I'm saying at these 0 indexes to 55. Okay, I will follow your friend. Anything else? Anything else? Yay, so we got a red color. Okay. It's very simple, isn't it? Okay, so a little bit warm up today. So nothing much at the introductions. And for any of you that asking about the registration, so I'll just take a look. I just wait a little bit because today I have given you the schedule plan. So I just let your friends decide a little bit, and I'll think about it as well, that how to manage the course and everything. Okay, last part, I have forget to mention one more thing about this course, about the homework, yeah, exercise. So whenever I ask you to do some exercise, whenever I ask you to do exercise, I'm not sure if I will get TA or not, but for the homework, I will have to ask you to try to submit it in PDF format, because it's quite easy for inspection. But you can also attach some other file like IPy notebook or Python file with the homework as well. But primarily PDF file will be marked. Yeah, okay. So it will help me marking your work, because this class is quite big, and I'm trying to mark your homework as much as possible. So I just want to ask you to give to submit the file like in terms of PDF format. Yeah, and this one will be primarily marked. Okay. And I have like 1 or 2 questions, maybe 3 questions on my course view that I want you to answer before you go today. And yeah, I think that's all. So I have like 3 questions on my course view for you to answer before you go. I am going to publish it now. Okay. So we'll have exercise like there's only 3 questions. Yeah, only 3 questions. And I will use that for the attendance and exercise that it is the part of this point, this 4. So I just want you to answer this. And if you have any comments, I have 1 more open questions that you can write it down. I will probably close it like next week or something. Just provide some comments that you want to send it to me. And I already put it anonymous, so I will not see your name. But if you want to give me your name, you are okay to do that as well. So for today, I just want you to finish this about 5 minutes, because it's only 3 questions. So about 1550, yeah, 1550. And then I will close the submissions. And if you want to give some more feedback, just provide some comments in here. Okay. I think that is all. Just answer this for 5 minutes. I just want to see the answer before 1550. Okay. Okay. And yeah, just send it by 1550. And then I think that will be all for the class. You haven't been accepted to my course field just yet. Oh, how do I do it? To my course field. Students. It's 74 students. How do I accept it? You can use password. The password is 2110431. Okay. You can try it again. If you can't, just let me know. I hope I answered passive question already, right? I just want you to finish these 3 questions by 1550. Okay, let's see the answer of your friends and from yourself as well. Before we go, because the protester is in front of my house already. And tomorrow is Mother's Day, right? Do you have any plan for Mother's Day? Do you have any plan for the Mother's Day or any present suggestion, just let me know because I don't have any present for my mom tomorrow. Okay, so let's see the answer from your friends. Okay, so first I was asking what's the image application that you found most impressive for you. So your friends mostly talk about medical imaging application from different types of band like ultrasonic medical imaging. Very good. Motion capture. Very interesting. So you pick one from image processing. This is quite broad. And AR/VR, yeah, it's quite interesting. But I wasn't really sure if they're in which course. I don't know at all. If I know, I'll let you know because it must be rich course because they have to buy like Oculus for you to use. It's very interesting. And face detections, object recognition. Yeah. Okay, so you found that every application is interesting for you. So which one file format? Yeah, I've just said it before before I open this question. So I just want to ask for PDF version because it's quite easy for marking. But then I will talk about it whenever I have a homework. I will talk about it again. Okay, the last one, we'll read an image, kitty image, and then we'll write a code, like a short code, like a few lines of code to change the area from 100 to 200, both X and Y, to blue color and displayed it correctly. So let's see your friends. So one of your friends changed the color that have been red using OpenCV to RGB. And then they have changed the area at RG. So this is G, right? G is 0. G is 0. So G is 0. But then you have to change the red 0 to, your friends has changed the component, the 0 index and the first index, which is RG to 0s. So that will leave an image for only blue components and then show an image. But actually, we don't know who is your friends. But actually, the blue color is still the same, right? It's the same as the original image. But actually, for this one, we want to change this area to all blue. Yeah, to all blue. So you can change like it all to blue. It all to blue. So this one is I think this one is working because they have, I don't know, she or he, she has changed the color component in this area to 255. Yeah. But do you remember that the indexing, the index will not include the last index? So that's why this one is not completely correct. So you have to use index 201. And for this one, you have to display the image as well. Don't forget, because I have asked for you to display it correctly. Yeah. So you can change an image to blue like this, but change the index a little bit and display an image like this. That's all for this question. So yeah, most of you are like nearly 100% correct, but like I just said, that just change the index to 202 and don't forget to display the image as well. Okay, so for this exercise, quite easy and simple, but don't forget about the detail that have been asked, and I probably collect the points from this questions as the in-class exercise. Okay, so today is about this much. So the next lecture will be similar to this. So I will do some lecture. We will do a little bit of coding and some exercise for you. Maybe some weeks there will be some more exercise. I just wish I will see your code more than this, because this is like a one-side talk, so it's a bit lonely, but it's okay anyway. But yeah, so if you have any question, you can just ask now or you can ask later. And about the additional registrations, I will think about it and I will give the answer to you like in by this week, definitely. Okay. So I think this is all for the first week. I hope that you will enjoy the course. I have to say that this course is not so complicated, but I just hope that you will get some idea that you can use it or apply it in your future work. It doesn't have to be image, but it could be some algorithm that you can pick it up for something else as well. Okay, so tomorrow is the holiday, so I hope you enjoy the holiday. And if you want to ask anything or any feedback, just let me know. And any announcement, I will put it on Facebook. And I think that's all for today. Any question again before I close?
อ่านครับ
Zoom meeting?
So the in-class exercise would be just do or not do, right?
Yeah.
So we will check out
Attendance.
correction.
Yeah. I just try to encourage you to answer every question. I know that some of you maybe give a blank, but yeah, it's count as the attendance anyway. But I just want to encourage you to do it. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions? CP students, can I hear your voice? Viren is here or not? Viren.
Yes.
Oh, hi, Viren. Oh, okay. Okay. So that's all for today, okay? I'll see you next week and enjoy the holiday tomorrow. Okay. Bye.
ขอบคุณครับอาจารย์
ค่ะสวัสดีค่ะ
ขอบคุณครับสวัสดีครับ
ค่ะขอบคุณค่ะ
ขอบคุณครับ
ค่ะ
ขอบคุณครับ
ค่ะสวัสดีค่ะ
Meow.
นะครับ
เราจะเป็นสายแมวนะทั้ง semester เลย